What parts of your own life are you sacrificing just to look a certain way for someone else? A single necklace lost in the night. It cost a woman 10 years of her life, her beauty, and her dreams. But the cruelest twist, the diamonds she spent a decade paying off, were fake all along. Matilda was a woman of rare, effortless beauty. Yet for her, simply being beautiful was never enough. She dreamed of grand mansions, silk dresses, and a life dripping in gold. Her husband was a simple, hard-working clerk. Their life was steady and peaceful, but to Matilda, it felt like a prison of mediocrity. Then, an invitation arrived, a high society ball, the envy of the city. Her husband was thrilled, but Matilda was crushed. She had nothing to wear, nothing that defined the status she craved. After buying a dress, she still lacked the final touch, the jewelry. Desperate, she turned to a wealthy friend. She found a sparkling diamond necklace and asked to borrow it. She didn't know then that this borrowed glimmer would cast a dark shadow over the next 10 years. The night of the ball, Matilda was transformed. She was the center of attention, admired, envied, and perfectly in her element. For one magical night, she lived the life she had always imagined. She was blissfully unaware that this night of joy would be the beginning of her nightmare. Walking home, the dream shattered. Matilda touched her neck. It was empty. Panic washed over them. They retraced every step and searched every dark corner. The necklace was gone. Desperate, they made a fatal decision. They would replace it, no matter the cost. They took on crushing debt to buy an identical necklace. Their life changed in an instant. The mansion dreams vanished. They moved to a cramped, dark apartment. The comfort they had was traded for manual labor and endless struggle. Matilda took over all the household chores herself. Her husband worked day and night, sacrificing everything. 1 year turned to 5, 5 turned to 10. The beautiful Matilda faded, replaced by a weary, aged woman hardened by sacrifice and regret. 10 years later, the debt was finally paid. Matilda crossed paths with her old friend on the street. The friend barely recognized her. The toll of poverty had left deep marks on her face. Matilda, finally free, confessed the truth of the last decade. The friend's face turned pale. She took Matilda's hands and whispered, "Oh, my poor Matilda, that necklace, it wasn't real. It was paste. It wasn't worth more than 500 francs. Matilda stood frozen, the world collapsing around her once more. She had traded her joy, her beauty, and her youth for a piece of glass. She had sacrificed her life to uphold an illusion for others. It is a harsh lesson on the price of vanity. Today, ask yourself, what parts of your own life are you sacrificing just to look a certain way for someone else?